Trail Seeker Adventures heads to the last round of the West Virginia Mountain Bike Association Meeks Mountain Hoedown in Hurricane, West Virginia City Park. What a beautiful park this is. And unlike most city parks, the community came together and made an awesome trail system for everybody to enjoy. And it is the spot for the last 2024 West Virginia Mountain Bike Association Race of the Year. Meeks Mountain Hoedown is one of my favorite trail systems. It's time to air up them tires, check them gears, and get ourselves ready for the last race of the season. What a great way to make memories with your family and friends here at the West Virginia Mountain Bike Association. Check them out for the 2025 season.
You cross through the WVMBA flags behind you.
But for now, we're getting our final instructions before we launch out onto this awesome trail system.
On your mark, get set.
I am racing the Cat 1 e-bike class. Garrett gets a good jump. Mr. Hawaiian Punch over here is hot on his tails. Unfortunately, during the race, he made a comment that anybody is fast enough to keep up with him must be cheating, because these bikes shut off at 20 miles an hour, and he was kind of indicating that our bikes were modified.
Yeah.
Hard to keep up with you when I'm restricted to 20.
Yeah, same here.
He doesn't seem to be having a problem keeping up with our modified bikes on the road. Anyways, more about that later. A little funny tidbit to look forward to. It stays pretty exciting for the first half of the race. In the middle, it gets a little boring. I'm going to skip through some of it. And then at the end, it gets a little more exciting again as we bring it home. But off the start, Garrett takes the lead. Mr. Punch is second. Gunner is third. I'm currently fourth. Behind me, I believe, is Mr. Starkey. And then my good friend Craig, B. Thorne, and Mr. Bob Martin are hot on pursuit. Last year's winner in the Cat 1 class is Gunner. He's right ahead of me. What an awesome guy. Garrett up front. He is a newcomer to the Cat 1 e-bike class, and he has done awesome this year. I ran the Cat 2 class this past year, or this current year. I was able to bring home the championship. I moved up to the Cat 1 on this last race. Looking forward to riding with them guys next year. Going to have to train hard over the off season to even have a chance. If you're watching this video, I'm sure you're aware that the Meeks Mountain trail system is being threatened, or has been threatened, of having a power line be brought through it. They're fighting it hard. Make sure you check that out if you don't want to lose your trail system here in Hurricane, West Virginia. Heidi and I are both racing here today. My wife Heidi ran a Cat 2 e-bike class for the first time this year. She had an awesome time. She was able to pull off the win today in the championship for the year. My good friend Craig, he finished second in the Cat 2 men's, and his wife finished second in the Cat 2 women's class. She did great, as this was her first year of riding e-bikes. Coming to our first downhill, there was a lot of climbing at first on this trail system. Last year I was down with some injury. I had knee surgery from a dirt bike accident, and then I also had some steel rods and screws removed from my back at the beginning of last year. So I jumped on my e-bike and was doing some riding. My good friend Bob said that there was a race nearby, and that's how this all got started. I enjoy racing dirt bikes and four-wheelers. I have several videos of me doing that. It has taken a toll on my body. I'm not getting any younger. The knee surgery was a success, but
Gotta go, Kenny.
it took quite a while to get strength. I took this year off from the dirt bike in order to get my knee as strong as possible. I had an awesome time with the West Virginia Mountain Bike Association. If you're wanting to get out on these trails, dust off that bicycle and come out and join us next year.
Thank you.
They have a Facebook and a web page. Just check them out. I want to thank all the volunteers for coming out here and helping lay out this course.
Yep.
And all the courses throughout the year. That is one of the benefits of coming out and racing the West Virginia Mountain Bikes Association. You find awesome trails like this to come out and ride that I never even knew was available, even in my hometown.
Ooh, that was close. Garrett!
This is the first time you watch one of Trail Seeker Adventures, make sure you check us out. We have several options to pick from. Go into categories. You can look at mountain biking, motorcycle racing, trail parks, ride parks, hiking. If we've been there, we take a camera and we get you out on the trail so you can see what it's all about without even getting off the couch.
I was breathing hard now, Craig.
Well, as I start to get my breath back to me, I do eventually work myself back up here to Gunner and Hawaiian Punch, and we do make a race of it.
Top of the hill. Lots of switchbacks coming.
So I'm going to pipe down and let you watch the trail, see how you like the Meeks Mountain trail system.
Joey's bike shop.
Make sure you come out and check them out. What an awesome trail system this is. I intend to come back.
fun. Gunner's having a hard time getting around him. Maybe he'll wear him out. Turkey. Oh, slippery. I need to get up there. Come on, Mike. Gunner's bike sounds like crap. That looks like dark in here. This bike starts off at 20. I'm feeling it shut off a lot today. Guys, holding us up. To do something. Meeting done. Careful through here, Gunner.
So we're coming up on a man-made wall turn. Mr. Punch took himself out. Gunner does get around him. I know if I don't get around Mr. Hawaiian Punch that Gunner's going to take a break. On this next switchback, he makes a little mistake, and I thought that he was going to get a little squirrely. I'll take advantage of it. Unfortunately, he recovers a lot quicker than I expected. I had to come on the front brakes, go over the bars, lose my shoes, lost my glasses. I didn't even know I lost my glasses. But now it's time to jump on the bike and try to catch back up.
That sucked. Alright, gotta get back up here.
Got up, got going. It took me a little while to catch back up with him. Starting to see him again. Now it's time to try to get past him. Make a charge.
Thank you, bud.
Finally worked my way back up to Mr. Punch, and unfortunately when I crashed I ended up loosening the cable that goes into my controller. At this point in time I did not know that. When I get up here and get ready to get serious on trying to make a pass on him, try to find my way around, my bike shuts off. So when it shuts off, I gotta turn it back on.
Alright, dude.
I gotta wait a second, and then I gotta move it up to turbo. Right here. And he gets away from me again.
Oh, come on. Bike shut off.
So to save time on the video, I'm gonna fast forward where I catch up with him again.
Thank you.
So I know this young man is a local, but his skills definitely show as he's coming through this more technical area. He knows where to place those tires and where to be. He does put a little gap on me.
Keep shutting off.
With the West Virginia Mountain Bike Association, you're able to come out and pre-ride the course. Unfortunately, you don't want to overdo it. You do get the basic layout of the trail. You can't come out and be as fast as a local on these courses. It is their home court advantage, and he's taking full advantage of it. He's obviously a skillful rider. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit to get back up with Mr. Punch to make it a little more interesting. But we are coming into an intersection on the West Virginia Mountain Bike Association.
Which way do I go?
You do have intersections. And as you've seen, I was a little confused. I even rode the course the day before, and on the day before pre-ride, I went the wrong way at that same location. No, you did not see the cards that told you which way to go, but they were like postcards. They were very small, and you can't read them. They did have people there pointing people in the right direction. Unfortunately, that doesn't always work. Garrett, the overall leader at this point, was pointed in the wrong direction, and he, instead of running 17 miles that the rest of us did, ran 23 miles and became dead last. And plus, whenever you come into if there's like 4 or 5 in different classes, it's hard to point everybody in the right direction. Just need to make the intersection signs large enough where the riders are responsible for making their own decision. That way it's nobody's fault except the riders. Just make them big enough where you can see it says pro, expert this way, sport this way, beginners this way. Make it big enough to where it's their responsibility to go the right direction. Little postcards are not the way to go. But we're catching up with Mr. Hawaiian Punch. Some locations like Little Moe's or the lake, they do awesome on their sign. They're big enough, they're very clear, you know which way to go. Just something, the only thing I've seen in the West Virginia Mountain Bike Association, and it's not their responsibility. But anyways, here we are. We're catching up with Mr.
Every time I
Hawaiian
catch him,
Punch.
my bike shuts off. I think
make
I'm
small
allergic
talk,
to you.
and it goes downhill.
Yeah.
Hard to keep up with you when I'm restricted to 20.
Yeah, same here.
So unfortunately, you didn't really hear everything that he said. I think he was accusing me of having a chip. There's a chip that you can put in these bikes. And unfortunately, my bike just shut off again. And he passes me. And now I gotta start all over. But here's where I realized, well, I didn't really realize that I had a loose cable. I messed with the cable up on the controller. And this is the last time I have to deal with the old bike shutting off. But he was basically saying that because we are able to keep up with him, I guess, is that we have our bikes modified. That they shut off, an e-bike class 1 shuts off at 20 miles an hour. So you get no assistance after that. You can buy a chip, which is illegal for this class and most all other races, that will allow you to adjust the speed to where you want the motor to shut off and quit assisting you. I can assure you the only thing my bike has is hand guards, handle grips, and pedals. That's the only thing that's been modified on my bike, and some fenders. But unfortunately, I'm not sure why people choose others. All year we had an awesome group of riders that raced this series and have very little issues. And one other thing, as far as the signage goes, it's up to the location to come up with the signs. It's just a learning curve that everybody needs to figure out how to make it to where the riders are able to stay on track. It's terrible that Garrett came to this race. He's a good friend of mine. Gunner's a good friend of mine. Starkey, we're all good friends that race this series. It's terrible that he got pointed in the wrong direction and he went from potentially winning the championship to coming in third overall for the year. But just because of something that's not under his control. We all can't get out here early enough to pre-ride the course. It'd be just nice if we could all come together and figure out what type of signage we need and how big it should be. There should be I would say West Virginia Mountain Bike Association should come up with a certain size that a sign at all race events needs to be, with a certain size letter. That's all we need, is to be able to see which way we need to go when we come into a intersection. Oh, actually, no, it did. It shut off right here one more time. I forgot about that. So it did shut off again. I do mess with the cable. I'm pretty sure that's the last time my bike shut off. I'll pipe down and let you watch. I do get around Mr. Punch, and then I'm going to fast forward it to where I catch back up to Gunner. Do finally get around Mr. Punch. That is the last time you'll see him in front of me, although he does stay very close. I think at the end, Gunner and I, we do get into some traffic, and it's the way this course is laid out that beginners only have like a 7 or 8 mile course. Sports usually has between a 12 to 17. I believe today was 17 miles for the sport class, and then the expert pro class, I believe they were close to 20. And sometimes the beginners will end up cutting as much of the course out where we will catch up with them at the end of the day. So we do get caught up with a little bit of that, but he was only about 10 seconds behind us as we came through the finish. I'm going to jump forward now until we catch up with Gunner. So I'm starting to see Gunner up there. We're coming up to another intersection. I get confused and go the wrong way. Gunner went the wrong way, but then went too far. We are to go right. And unfortunately, I didn't know that until I was past the right. Gunner went right, but went too far right. As we're coming in, they did put in signs letting you know you were coming to a intersection. right here somewhere I was supposed to turn right. So luckily the guy, after I passed the intersection, says stay right, stay right, stay right, and then I saw where Gunner was, and if Gunner wasn't there, I probably would have went the wrong way. Now I'm up on Gunner. We pretty much nose to tail all the way back to the finish. I didn't realize, I thought I was third. I was completely content with being third. My first race out on the Cat 1. But Garrett was first. Garrett and Gunner, they are in the championship hunt. As it stands the way it is right now, Gunner broke his collarbone, so he was down 2 races. He didn't think he was going to be able to have enough races to compete for the championship. The way it goes, I believe there's about 10 races. It's your best 6, but you have to have 5 in order to qualify. So this is the 5th race for Gunner. He didn't think he'd be in it for the championship. Garrett had a breakdown on the first one. He didn't come to one of the races, and unfortunately, being pointed in the wrong direction, he was going to go from winning the championship to ending up 3rd for the year. But with me jumping up to the Cat 1 class, I really didn't want to be in between them really. I was fine. My goal was to be on the podium. I'm in the podium position. It's more awesome just to watch Gunner ride this bike. I never thought I would get in the position to where I could just watch the legend Gunner ride through the trail. He's so smooth. Don't think he's 100%. He still has a little issues with his shoulders, but I'm going to let this run right into the finish. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are Trail Seeker Adventures. Make sure you check us out. If you're into anything that has anything to do with trails, we are the YouTube channel for you. Hope you enjoy.
Behind you, guy.
All right, Will.
Anywhere? Don't get caught.
Pull up. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Got another one. To your left.
There you go.
Thank you. Good job, Gunner. I'm glad your bike made it, man.
My bike turned off twice.
Mine 4 times I wrecked trying to pass that guy right after you did.
Yeah.
This wire came loose.
Oh.
Every time I would catch him, it'd shut off. I caught him 3 or 4 times and the bike would shut off. He'd get back around me. Then finally I was just messing with that wire and it's been good ever since.
Stayed in.
But he was like, yeah, good job, man.
Good job. I was afraid it's gonna happen again, but if it was you, it was gonna be fine. If it was gonna be that,
well,
I was not gonna.
I was hoping I didn't know how your points were or anything. I didn't want to mess nothing up with that. So.
I had too many races out and then didn't do well enough. It's all good.
I caught up with that guy. I said, I think my bike's allergic to you. Every time I catch you, it shuts off. He said, well, you shouldn't put that race chip in it. And I'm like, I hadn't. I said, dude. Then he pissed me off. Like I ran him.
Like, well.
Yeah, now the race is on. Now, this bike is completely, other than pedals and grips, that's the only thing this thing has.
Good job, Kenny. Hey, boys. Boy.